Yo, Mikey, look at this shit, man.
Shit is wild. These are the cuts um that happened when
Mm,
Thursday or Wednesday. I think it was Wednesday. Um,
November
that's
4th,
been the talk of the
2020.
town. Yeah. So two Thursday, but it's Frankie Monet, Ember Moon, Jessica Maya, Katrina Cortez, Jeet Rama, Onay Lorcan, Trey Baxter, Zeta Ramirez, Scarlett, B-Fab, Grand Metalik, Lince Dorado, Karrion Cross, Harry Smith, Nia Jax, Eva
No!
Marie, Keith Lee, and Mia Yim. This shit is wild. They're all released due to budget cuts. Now, of course, now that it's been a few days, there's been, other reasons we found out why um they've been released. Some of them anyway. We found some of them were released because they didn't want to get COVID shots. But Naya put out this statement, because she was a part of that rumor. Um, and let me see if I can read it. It's a little small. Let's see. So Naya said, I usually keep my personal life private, but yesterday's reports leave me with no option but to clarify matters. I recently took a short leave of absence from WWE for a mental health break. I've been working through so much, more than I can share, and so I took some time with the full support of the company to take care of myself. Earlier this week, after WWE sent me my schedule to return to the ring for November 15th show, I asked for an extension to my mental health break, feeling that I needed more time and hoping I would have the ongoing support of the company I've given my all to for the past 7 years. I did not receive a response. The next I heard, I was being released. My vaccination status was never mentioned. I wasn't given any choices or options. It breaks my heart to be so abruptly let go without consultation when dealing with so much privately. I love my career at WWE. I love the men and women I've worked with, and I am going to need time to process this huge loss. I appreciate those people who have shown understanding and compassion during an incredibly difficult time.
So, on that note, while we talk about it, I'm Ivy. Were you, sir? And
What's
sir,
good? I'm here, Classic.
Yeah, I'm here, the Muffin Man.
who lives in Derry Lane. I had to. It's gonna keep happening for a while.
That's fine.
So
He
we
don't care.
I really do. You know how often I've heard that I'm already used to it, so it's in the
It
routine
is what it
already.
is.
we still don't know what to name this podcast, but we still talking wrestling.
What's a
So
fact?
I'm not gonna lie. It was the one time I cursed out at work in front of a whole bunch of kids, and thank God it was all the boys. Because the moment I showed them this, they were wilding out in the cafeteria because they weren't with these cuts either. At least for Naya, because it's fucking wild. Naya and Ember Moon, even though Ember Moon didn't
Nah,
surprise
I
me,
wasn't. I wasn't upset about Ember. I didn't.
I wasn't
It was
upset.
really for me. It was really. It was
It was
really
Naya.
Naya. It was really Naya for me because she was low key. Even though Karrion Cross, Keith Lee, all of them were just on TV. Um, Naya was like on TV and she had a storyline and kayfabe was hurt, but um they a lot of people in the media and a lot of people just online IWC they dogged the fuck out of Nia, bro. Like they talked bad about Nia for 7 years, yo, and she endured a lot of that shit. And that was one of the reasons that I was drawn to her in the character because she was a woman of color who was a bigger woman and was thriving, was at one point the top of the business in the women's division, and like through all of that, they dogged her, they talked about her so bad, they mistreated her, they called her a bad worker, and even with they say she injures, she hurts people. I say, yo, listen, you got to understand,
That's her
Naya
job.
is twice the size. No, Naya is twice the size of these women, so she's not picking up nobody her size and Samoa dropping. So when she comes with a Samoa drop and she slams somebody hard that's half her size, it's gonna hurt. She's
But they
not doing like people don't understand. She's not doing it on purpose. They making it seem like yo, she's unsafe. She's not. She's doing it on purpose. Like, no, bro. She doesn't hurt people on purpose, bro. We gotta stop. We gotta stop with that narrative. Like, people are not like. He didn't go. She wasn't Goldberging nobody. You know what I'm saying? Like she didn't kick nobody so hard that their career ended. It was just so. But so I was always intrigued with her character, and I always wanted to see her thrive in the WWE. I always rooted for her, and so that hurt. That one hurt.
I mean, I really think Nia's downfall started when after WrestleMania, when she had to go get the knee surgeries, the double knee surgeries. Because everything's done, that's when you started seeing less and less of her when she did come back on. Because her real storylines only came up until she got her fucking WrestleMania match. And
well, you know what really happened? When they put in the tag team with Shayna, and they were just like unstoppable for so long.
But that was because Nia.
Yeah, but that kind of just floundered them. They really didn't have any competition on the brand that really was just like on their level. Besides Tamina and Natalya, after the fact.
But
like
Tamina's
there was
still on the brand.
Huh?
Remember, Tamina's still on the brand though.
Yeah, she's trash. She's injury prone.
Yeah, she really is.
She's injury prone. Like she never stays. This is the longest I've seen her on, and I don't even see her on TV no more. And she got traded. So, well, she stayed, but what's her name got traded? Neither one of them be on TV. Commander Aziz is still here. Let that sink in. Commander Aziz is still here.
I think you should put Aziz and Apollo to NXT. Give them two different.
I think you should put Aziz to NXT, but give him his Dabakato gimmick back.
Yes.
And let that shit grow. Let that shit grow.
Because Dabakato was on my fantasy draft.
Yeah.
When he was Dabakato, he was the man.
I think they should do the same with Omos. Omos is my dude, though. He's really shown out. They've given him a lot of screen time to kind of show out.
You know, though, I'm kind of glad, though, that if you're going to be on a tag team with someone, he was with someone like AJ Styles, because at least he was going to show you the actual ropes. That way you can develop your own character.
True.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen him fight in the independent circuit, but he hasn't shown anything yet. Like, that dude is, for his size, he's mad nimble. The thing with him is that he was really injury prone. That was his problem in the Indies.
Who?
Omos.
Wait, what did you say?
You know who should also go back into NXT and see what he could do there? Reggie.
Reggie should be on 205.
Does 205 still exist?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just only on like Hulu or something now?
It's on Peacock. But that's where he should be at.
Like, they should stay there, build themselves up, and then come to the main roster, because you see all these people running around with no direction. But
that 24/7 championship is nothing if R-Truth don't have it.
It's really,
I have to be honest with you. That's why I'm not invested in it like I was before. Like I said, people got to put respect on R-Truth, man. He held down Raw for 6 months off of a bullshit title. He had Raw jumping by itself. Like, I watched Raw to watch R-Truth.
I mean, and I like when he was with Carmelo.
What do you guys really think these cuts? What's going on with these cuts? Why do you think they're having? Why do you think they're making these cuts?
I think it's wild that it happened literally a day apart with Ring of Honor going bankrupt.
So you think one has something to do with the other?
Well, Ramon brought it up to me when we were talking the night of the cut. And either one, could that mean? It also means that with Ring of Honor down, there's a whole bunch of wrestlers out for play.
Right.
You know, so I don't even want to say like the whole AEW get your checkbook ready type thing, because it's not even the case. But the mere fact that a wrestling staple is not doing too well in a business sense, you have to unload your finances if you want to do something big. But I doubt they'll buy it, but buy the whole company. But at least they'll try to get some players out of it.
I don't think that one has to do with the other. I don't think they would have gotten rid of the people that they got rid of just to get some to or buy a company.
Yeah, but you got to remember they also recruited 12 people prior to the cut. It was like 12 or 26, something like that.
Yeah.
So if you already let go of, if you brought in 12 or 26, whatever the number was, you're going to have to let some go. Because, like you were telling me off the thing, there's more TV time. They have to allocate it and use it wisely.
Yeah. I mean, most of the people that they got rid of was on TV normally.
Naya was on TV
They
when
was
she
just
was
getting.
there.
There was really a lot of people. Not, but Naya hasn't been on TV in 2 months, almost 2 months.
Ember Moon.
And if they felt Ember Moon, I
Karrion
haven't seen her
Kross.
on NXT like that. Karrion Cross hasn't been on TV as of late, last 2 3 weeks. Karrion Cross gimmick didn't work. Vince changed his gimmick up and it didn't work. Same with Keith Lee.
Yeah, that's true.
Gimmicks changed and they didn't work. And I don't and to be honest with you, the gimmicks they had when you got rid of Scarlett, you took Scarlett away from him and that ended him. Really, the Adam Cole promo ended him. The Adam Cole where Adam Cole and him had that little thing on NXT before Adam Cole left. That's what finished Karrion Cross. Adam
Yeah.
Cole finished Karrion Cross. He couldn't get over that. That shit was. I think that's one of the most viewed videos WWE has. Like that was it. And it never translated to anything on the main roster. Same with Keith Lee. I mean, although Keith Lee was he went for Intercontinental Championship and he kept coming up short. But I don't know. It's just I don't know if the Ring of Honor shit. I don't know if the Ring of Honor shit has anything to do with it. That would be a little too coincidental. That they would have had to been planning these cuts. They didn't wake up the next day and say, okay, these are who we're gonna cut. You know what I'm saying? These I think were
fiscally this. I don't put it past them if that was the case. Because if you're taking more people, it's already reported from not from where they got the new recruits, but the fact is it happened right after or right before. So
right.
I just feel like the timeline is too coincidental. Because then
no, I feel you.
Like AEW had their own shit going on between Moxley going into rehab and then just trying to keep the brand actually moving.
Yeah.
That it's just I don't know. It just seems too coincidental to me, like a conspiracy theory.
I know. Listen, you can't put it past them. It might be the case.
But speaking of cuts, it's rumored that with Kevin Owens' contract expiring, he could be going to AEW to form the reinstated quote unquote Mount Rushmore of wrestling.
I mean, look, one thing that people, when they go to this whole thing about WWE and AEW, listen, anybody who wants to go, they have their right to be happy in their job, whatever it is they do. So that's number one. Let them go. What people don't realize is that the term ex-WWE superstar holds weight no matter where you go. So these dudes, they're gonna go places and they're gonna demand these types of money because I made this at WWE and blah blah blah, and these companies are not gonna give it to them. There's only gonna be so much money Tony Khan is gonna be able to throw at these wrestlers, these former WWE wrestlers. He's literally gonna turn AEW into WWE in a few minutes. He's really only a few cut wrestlers away from it really being fucking WWE Raw. You know what I'm saying? Like that, he's really close to that. Or fucking 205 Live or a main event. He might have a WWE main event type roster on his hands. So It's weird. It's a weird thing, but it happens. Like people don't realize that this happens. Like I'll give you a perfect example. A lot of people who get fired from Home Depot when they lose their job or get fired from Home Depot, they go to Lowe's. Why wouldn't you? That's where your experience was. Your experience was in a hardware store. So if I left Home Depot, I'm not gonna go to a mom and pop store. I'm gonna go to I'm gonna go to the competitor. The competitor would be Lowe's. It happens daily.
According to Bleacher Report, his lack of luck in recent months is a telltale sign that WWE is preparing for the possibility of him leaving. Dean Ambrose has been booked the same way before he departed for AEW in 2019. So unless the company attempts to convince him to stay by giving him an aggressive push in the coming months, don't expect his bookings to change too much.
Who, Kevin Owens?
Yeah.
He said he was booked like how Adam Cole was.
No, Dean Ambrose.
Oh, you Dean Ambrose was?
They
I wouldn't go that far. Nah, before Dean Ambrose left, he was booked bad, bro. He didn't have no real feuds going on, yo. He was out there floundering. He was out there looking bad. He had when he turned on Seth again and the niggas again, that was it. That was really it for him.
But I mean,
he wasn't really booked right after that.
But
even how they said goodbye to him, like at the end, like when he left, like his last match, his last day, they said goodbye to him was weird. It was cringy. He was booked bad. Like I think Kevin Owens is being booked good. He's still being put in top feuds.
Yeah, but since the draft, though, he hasn't won a match.
Yeah, but he's on TV more. I seen him on TV a lot more than I did before. It's not always about winning and losing. It's not because your shot. Kevin Owens is another one that he'll get his shot. He doesn't need it. You know what I'm saying? He doesn't need the super push to the moon. He's gonna get his shot. But if he's already told them that he's gonna leave, regardless, they're not gonna push it. Why would they? They're like, okay, we'll use you as enhancement. Try to enhance some of these guys for us before you go.
I feel like, and I've talked about this because I love Kevin Owens as much as I love Stone Cold, because they're literally the reincarnation of Stone Cold. Everything.
When he leaves AEW, he's not gonna do the stunner no more, right?
He can't. Legally, he can't. That doesn't mean
he'll do it, but they'll call it something else, though.
Yeah, no, of course.
They won't be able to call it a stunner.
But once again, this is like I said, this man has had so much potential, and WWE really failed to capitalize on it. This is the man that went on his first day, not even on his first day on the roster. He just came from NXT with title in hand, put it down, and fucking stunned the fuck out of John Cena and walked the fuck away. You know, stamping a fucking legacy. Like, he fought John Cena. He fought. People gotta realize I can't talk right now. He's fought Goldberg. He's fought Jericho. He's fought Sami Zayn, but no one cares because that's just his best friend. He's fought in Samoa Joe. All of these people, and he's still he hasn't had a title since he had No, I'm lying. The Universal title wasn't the last title he held. He had the Intercontinental after that, right?
Well, I think it was.
Or U.S.
Was it Intercontinental? It was one of those. He was a mid-card title. It was one of them. I don't remember if it was U.S. or Intercontinental. I'm just trying to think who he would have fought for it. Who he would have gotten it from. If he was on... It was probably U.S. It's probably U.S. No, because they've been doing open challenges with the U.S. title, so it had to be an Intercontinental. Because I think with the U.S. now, it's like you got to do open challenges with the U.S. I think that's like the rule now. Like I haven't seen anybody who's held the U.S. title in the past year that hasn't done open challenges.
So
Damian Priest don't do them no more, but he started it. He started with it.
Kevin Owens has 1 Universal Championship run, 2 Intercontinental Championship runs, and 3 United States Championship runs.
That's a good legacy, bro. He didn't have no tag team championship?
No.
Really? Him and Sami Zayn ain't win no champions? That's wild.
They
I could
never
have
did.
sworn they had the belts.
They
Him and
did
Jericho didn't win the championships?
No. Because remember, Jericho and him were doing that the friendship, the best buddies type of storyline.
Yeah, that shit was hard. That shit was dope. They didn't have the fucking championship. They didn't have tag team gold. That's wild.
From what I've been hearing, him going to AEW is a done deal because they want to resurrect that whole Mount Rushmore wrestling staple that they had, which was the Young Bucks, Adam Cole, and him. So, it sucks because, like you guys have been saying, like he's been really good in WWE and he's been actually, doing his thing. They just book him the wrong way.
Cause that low key, that Stone Cold type gimmick don't work no more like that, bro. Like, but that gimmick works for Stone. That works for Stone Cold. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll never have another Rock on the mic. Like you'll never like that type of gimmick. Don't like you'll have like variations like how John Cena kind of did like his little variation of how the Rock was when he was at the top of his game. Shit like that's fine, but like. That Stone Cold, that actual like gimmick, that feel, you'll never get that. Like you give him Stone Cold's whole moveset and it wouldn't feel right. It wouldn't feel right. I think everybody just expected that, especially once he started doing the stunner, that he was gonna be Stone Cold and Seth Rollins was gonna be like Triple H. You know what I'm saying? Like
yeah, but
that's how it was supposed to be. With Roman kind of being the Rock in a way.
But can you really say though Seth is more like Triple H?
Absolutely. He was doing the pedigree.
Yeah, but not personality.
The pedigree was just.
I'm talking about personality.
What? What do you mean?
Man,
not now. Like not now.
Not
no.
now. What I'm talking
but
about.
Like before like Kingslayer, before the Kingslayer Seth, absolutely.
Yeah, no,
this
that
man was dead. He was literally Triple H's protege, but it didn't work though. It didn't work. That's why he had to change it. It didn't work. He couldn't be the next Triple H because you'll never be able to get that Triple H. You'll never get that Triple H type pop, which is what they were looking for. Triple H is trying to pass the torch over the same way John Cena passed it over to Roman Reigns in that way, and it just didn't work. Like that shit doesn't like he's not gonna be, even though he kind of is now. He'll never be the top heel in the way Triple H was, where Triple H was like with or without the title, the top fucking dude, like nobody to fuck with. Like even Seth Rollins will never be that. You know what I'm saying? And I think they tried to create that and they realized that. And that's why it's the same thing with Stone Cold, with Kevin Owens. It's like, you can have the Stone Cold gimmick and the Stone, but you'll never recreate that Stone Cold. It doesn't work. That come out and stun everybody and leave shit, like, that only works for Stone Cold. I only want to see Stone Cold do that. Now, I wouldn't, if he had his own finisher and he was doing his own shit and he was doing that, it might work. But everybody don't want to see. I don't want to see the stunner unless Stone Cold was doing it. Nobody else did it. Nobody else did it when he was doing it. So nobody should do it after him. That was nobody's finisher until Stone Cold was doing it.
Let me ask you a question. Because you brought up Seth Rollins. Who do you think Seth Rollins resembles now? Because I'm still mad that fucking Charlemagne said Big E is reminding him of Lex Luger. So
yeah, that shit is trash. He's wild. But from that Charlemagne doesn't watch wrestling. He was just picking names out of his fucking ass. I think Seth Rollins now is Seth Rollins. I don't think he's like anybody. I think he's created
his
his
own
own
persona.
character. He has bits and pieces here. He's kind of like you can see a little sprinkles of Macho Man, little sprinkles of $1 Million Man, little sprinkles of some Triple H in there, but as a whole, he's Seth Rollins now. Like this character, he'll never leave this character. He's gonna always come out with the wild suits now, because that's the shit. As long as he's a heel, that shit gets over. That niggas hate that shit. And he comes out with the ugliest suits, and they calling him the drip guy. The ugliest suits, and he's getting the suits over.
But
That's Chris Jericho type shit. He gets us a different suit over every week. Chris Jericho was getting papers and fucking scarves and shit. That shit was getting like that. He's becoming his own character. He's becoming he's evolved into Seth Rollins, who Seth Rollins is, who he'll be remembered as. Same with Becky Lynch. I think Becky Lynch is becoming Becky Lynch. She's not what WWE has made her. She's becoming into the character that she needs to be. And a lot of people don't get that in the WWE. You don't get that. You don't get that. Roman Reigns, same way. Roman Reigns if he ever goes face, it's over. He'll be done. He can never turn face again, ever. But he's become the character that he'll always be remembered from. Niggas don't think about the Shield. Niggas don't think about this character right here, the Tribal Chief. Then the Tribal Chief, it's over with. That's him. That's him for the rest. He may come. He's more like Triple H now than anybody else. Low key.
Oh, you mean this Tribal Chief?
Yes, he'll always have the Tribal Chief gimmick, but it'll evolve. He might become the Tribal King. You know what I'm saying? He might evolve it. Just like Triple H went from whatchamacallit to he went from the game to the King of Kings. Then but he was still the game. You know what I'm saying? Like that's how it'll be. Roman Reigns he's on fire and got his cousins with him on fire. Look what he did to King Woods. Look what he did to King Woods. Look at that. Even though King Woods got the win. So they both look strong. Nobody looks bad. Except for Jimmy Uso. But he lost by a roll-up, so not really.
Oh, man. I was so mad. I'm like, yo, he's going to bend the knee. Nope. Nope.
Here comes Roman. I knew that wasn't going to happen. If Roman would have allowed him to bend his knee, that would have been the end of the bloodline. That would have been the end of the bloodline. That's your king. That's your chief. That's your tribal chief. You know what I'm saying? That would have been the end of it. He wasn't going to stand for that. He had to come. Predictable shit, but I mean, it was good.
But I feel like that's going to lead something into Survivor Series.
Absolutely. They're on the SmackDown team, I think.
Yeah, because you got King. So King Woods is on Raw. No, on SmackDown.
You got the pictures? You got the pictures? Put the pictures up of the team if you got them, so we can see. Let's analyze these teams.
So
fucking Happy Corbin, get the fuck out of here.
But here's my thing, though. Like, let's take away this part of Survivor Series, right? The two tag team champions are supposed to match to go up head to head, anyways. So you already have the New Day versus the Usos. Yeah. And you have fucking Roman
Well, New
Reigns.
Day's not champions. New Day's not tag champions.
Yes, they are.
Xavier Woods and what's the name of the tag champions? And Kofi Kingston?
I'm lying. Because they're on SmackDown, aren't they?
Yeah, I was going to say. Like,
no,
on
SmackDown. The only one that stayed on Raw was Big E.
My bad.
Who's who? So on Raw, the champions are who?
Yeah, because what is it? Usos are the
Omos and AJ, right?
No, it's Riddle and
Riddle, RK Bro, right, RK Bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right, they was fighting RK Bro, right.
So, but I feel
there's no money in that match. That's a pre-show match. That's a pre-show match. There's no money in that match. Nobody wants to see that shit.
I feel like they're gonna turn this into some storyline where it's gonna be the three of them somehow versus the three
Big E's gonna have to. Big E's gonna have to lose the title for that to happen. Or yeah, Big E would have to lose the title for that to happen. Yeah, he's not gonna come over. He's not gonna come over and have a feud with the title to help his brothers on a different show.
It might maybe be a pay-per-view thing, just for who's the actual big man.
Unless unless it was a unless it was a pay-per-view, but I don't even see that happening.
It's not gonna be a storyline that's gonna be on the show. They're gonna do something. You know,
he would, but then that means he would have to do 2 matches because they're gonna defend the WWE champion every pay-per-view, the championship every pay-per-view. So I don't see that. I don't see that happening. I think that would be a setup for Big E to lose. Because which match will he win? Is he gonna win the title match, or is he gonna win the tag team match? Because if he doesn't win the tag team match, it was a waste to bring him on.
Or he
but then he looks bad if he doesn't win, because and then he's gonna lose the WWE championship at the same time that So then what is that setup? A feud with him and his brothers? Like it's weird. He would have to lose the title. The title already have to be off of him in order for that to work. And the New Day would have to be back. They would have to be back together. It's the only way that would work. Big E's got enough going on without having to worry about his brothers on another show. It'd be one thing if they were on the same show, but to be on another show, you worried about watching them a whole week later. I gotta watch they back Monday and Friday. Nah. So I don't see that happening. That's what we want to happen. That's what needs to happen, but that's not gonna happen. Not no time.
That would be such an amazing feud.
They gave Big E the championship at the right time, but at the wrong time, because they took away a lot of good feuds, but they gave him a lot of good feuds with him having the championship. So they want him to be a single star. That's what they want him at. But he's already too ingrown in the New Day. And he'll never be. The only way that'll ever happen is if the New Day breaks up. Somebody got to go heel and just, you know what I'm saying? And then we don't have the New Day in our head anymore. Because now he's stuck with that New Day kind of thing on him. That stigma of the New Day.
But you know what, though? As a champion, though, having the New Day type of attitude works for him, though.
It does. It does. That crazy, just him being himself. That shit works. You don't always, I think everybody thinks the champion's supposed to be the serious guy. He's supposed to do this and do that. And I think just having somebody that's just themselves and being themselves and not trying too hard to be something they're not is dope. It's dope.
AEW time.
We got a little AEW this week.
So we got a whole AEW segment because Mikey told me I had to watch Rampage. So let's go.
No. I said you had to watch this promo.
It was on Rampage.
Because my guy from Uptown.
Yonkers!
My guy from Uptown in the building, came out with the cargos, the big black hoodie, and the constructs. He meant business. He walked around. He talked animated. He showed everybody what it is to be a New Yorker. He was the quintessential New Yorker. No, you can't tell me he didn't impress. You can't tell me CM Punk was shaking his boots yo, is this nigga gonna rob me or what? He told CM Punk, I don't care about winning and losing. I just want to beat you up. And after I beat you up, take another 7 years off. Yo, bro, listen. I wasn't a believer. I wasn't a believer in AEW. I didn't think they had that in them. I didn't think they was going to let Eddie Kingston go off like that. I didn't think they had that. And now I'm a believer. Eddie Kingston, always been a fan of him. I watched AEW for Jericho and for him. That's the only reason why. he's gotten me interested in watching AEW for sure. Absolutely. If that's how he's going to be, absolutely will watch. This is going to be a great feud for him. Great feud for CM Punk too.
And you know, I actually looked up what the whole issue was from 15 years ago.
Well, he talked about it briefly, but what you got some information. Let's tell the people what the who haven't really been versed in what's been going on AEW with them.
So back in the day, according to Sportskeeda, you know, this was happening during his tryout. Let me pull this up.
His tryout where? WWE?
Yes. This goes back to his tryout on WWE.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why that even popped up.
Yeah, I think the whole thing with the tryout was that Eddie Kingston was trying out, and CM Punk was telling them that he felt that he had no potential or something like that, if I remember correctly.
So, the Mad King stated his tryout didn't go well because he cut a rather unusual promo, which is not suited for WWE standards. He said on Inside the Ropes, "I thought I was fine. I was just me. This is the Performance Center. Jimmy Jacobs hooked me up for it. For me, that tryout was more for the Mae Young Classic because it was the biggest class they had for females. I was like, I get it. This is for females. I'm going to go and have fun." They had someone filming there, and the WWE referee, Drake Younger, grabbed me out of nowhere and was like, "King, tell him how hard this drill is." Kingston then went on to talk about how some of the WWE writers were confused by this promo, which he knew was the final nail in the coffin. It was some dumb drill. I was like, yeah, it was hard. I've had people shoot me, try to stab me with knives, and God, I hate this drill more than that. Put the camera down, and everyone's looking at me like I'm nuts because I said guns and knives. I said, what? Okay, it's hard. What do you want me to say? I remember I was doing the promo class, and I said where I come from. They believe in Tupac more than Santa Claus, and I saw two writers have this confused look on their faces when I said it. And I went, oh yeah, I'm done. Just let me have my match and I'll leave.
I mean,
and then wait for it.
One thing about Eddie Kingston is he's got to understand that kind of shit is not going to fly in the E. But it was probably a dope promo.
Look at the anger in his eyes.
I'm going to be honest with you. There was some real heat there.
They really don't fuck with each other. But this is
there
why
was some real heat, bro. Like that's
I wouldn't be surprised
he took
either.
There was some personal. There was some like you can tell that this was some personal shit. Kind of like the Rock and John Cena when they first fought before them niggas was cool. Like there was some person not comparing the two as far as like promos or whatever wise, but just the animosity that you felt. He walked up and down in that ring, bro. Got in CM Punk's face for like 2 seconds, turned around, went back. On some real New York shit. When like you could tell, like that's not fake. You can't fake that. You can't like that shit. You can't unless you're from New York. You can't act that out. You know what I'm saying? Like that's some real shit. It won't make you think. You don't never watch a movie in New York and see people act like that for real, for real. Like they don't know about that. They're walking back and forth and animated with your hands. And, just what, it was so good. It was so good. It was so good.
He attacked the living fuck out of him.
Smacked the taste out of him up.
He smacked him.
He said he was gonna do it.
That headbutt though. So first it started with
but I knew that's what he was gonna do. I knew that. I saw that. I said he's gonna headbutt the fuck out of him.
When you saw how close they were, yeah, you were gonna expect something like that. Because if you're already yay close, what are you gonna do? Hit him in the nuts or hit him in the head first? The head comes first. Because they always, I was told. So my ex-boyfriend told me one thing, right? And it's like your focal points when you get hurt. So the nose hurts the most, and stomach, and then under the knee.
He taught you well.
So that's why I'm just like, well, yeah, I lived in Yonkers for a while. You kind of had to know that shit.
No, honestly, I wouldn't be surprised either if some of that anger came with CM Punk coming out on Day talking about John Moxley, because Kingston and Moxley are actually boys in real life. And from what I've been reading and some of the rumors in the back, he doesn't like how AEW kind of put it out there that he went into rehab. So I wouldn't be surprised if that's
I
little bit
that was
of a
so
motivation
weird
for him too.
I thought it was so weird though.
What
that they put it out. That they put it out.
But you know
the way
what?
That
though?
they did.
So I understand it on a PR perspective.
No, I get PR wise. I get it. I get why they did it. It was just weird how they did it.
What, with the tweet?
Yeah, it was how the tweet was worded was weird.
Because they have to know. So here's the thing, right? If we go, the tweet talked about how he was given permission, and it's true because in the end of the day, how the paparazzi just found him, like checking in for an example, because they follow everyone. Just depending on how much his star quality is or not, it doesn't matter. They'll still get followed by so many people. So imagine now the night you're checking into rehab, I'd rather go tell my boy or my boss at this sense, hey, do this for me. I give you the permission, because how else would you get above it? He issued a statement on the Twitter, but then he also issued a press release later on.
Right.
He wanted to make sure that the fans were informed first, and I personally respect it, as opposed to him going the normal way and doing a press conference. Because what the fuck is that gonna do? Like, it's just generic. He wants to make sure that the fans, because it is a company for the fans.
Right.
It goes back to, if let's say, like, bro, fucking Midas and Blazing Lion went on it. They literally allow independent wrestlers to come in, so it's literally a show for the fans by the fans.
They were on AEW, matter of fact, now that I think about it. They were on Dark like a few weeks ago. Maybe like a month ago. Yeah.
So I don't see nothing weird about it. I just think it was long overdue that he went into rehab.
Well, everybody said, yo, you could look and tell that he was an alcoholic, which is not too far out of the question. I definitely seen it. I'm glad that he's getting the help that he needs. I'm glad that he recognized it, especially for his wife and his little baby girl. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's important.
Like, I'm halfway through his book.
You got it? You bought it?
I bought it on my iPad.
How much was it?
$14.
It's good?
Did you know him and Brody Lee were actually very close?
Yes, I did.
Oh,
I still have Jericho's new book and I haven't read it yet, even though it's not really nothing to read, but I'm gonna take that from fucking Janelle's house. It's autographed and shit, so that's why I just left it there. It's like been in the box.
But I don't see nothing wrong with it, and I don't see nothing wrong with CM Punk saying what he said for him. Whether Eddie Kingston had a friendship with John Moxley or not, I'm pretty sure that promo that was cut for John Moxley was definitely not malicious.
No, what I'm saying is I don't see, like you said, I don't see anything wrong with it either. I just think that the way, if it was me and I was in Kingston's shoes, like, I would want Moxley to have his privacy, and I think that's where he's taking an issue with it, where it's becoming something that's way too public. And like you guys were saying, like, in this being so public, how do we know that we're not going to have people going over there trying to have a sneak peek while he's doing his rehab and everything like that? Like, I think he just wants people to leave him alone and let him do his thing so he could get better. And I think that's where, if I was Kingston and that really is the case, that's where I would see the issue. But that it's just becoming way too of a public thing to really, like if it was like I said, if it was me, I would just be like that. It's it's his business, and whoever he wants to let known be their business as well, not everybody's business like how it is now.
Right. No, I get you. I feel you on that. It makes for great television. That's at the end of the day, yo. It really does, Lo. And I like that. It's like Matt and fucking Edge all over again, yo. Like just that realism of like real life shit going on and just making it a storyline. Because at first we were like, yo, why Eddie Kingston jump on fucking CM Punk like that backstage last week? Me and Janelle was confused as fuck. Like, what the fuck was that? But we was like, oh, that's a good match. We was like, yo, that'll be good. So when they came out this week and they started talking, like I had watched it yesterday, and I was like, yo, I don't know if Janelle saw this. I gotta send this shit to her. So I sent it to her. She was like, yo, I'm so glad you sent this because I wanted to watch it. I didn't see it. And yo, she sat back, she hit me back. She was like, yo, that shit was wild. I was like, yeah, I'm telling you. These niggas went the fuck off. But that's what they needed. AEW they don't have no stories. There's nothing built up to nothing.
But see, you know how that's your complaint though about AEW, but you see AEW is now doing what they need to do to make that story happen though. AEW gives you the free range to cut whatever motherfucking promo you want. Shit, Moxley dropped it to the world that he was having a baby on fucking AEW in a promo.
Yeah.
So that's the advantage that they have over fucking WWE is that they
their promos are not scripted on AEW. They let them kind of go off and build the story on their own.
And that's,
you know what I'm saying?
And that's definitely better than just having someone else write it for you.
That's the difference between sports entertainment and professional wrestling.
All right, now AEW Defender, go.
I fuck with AEW. I don't want to just be like I hate AEW. It just the product was never for me. So now it kind of is. Now I kind of like it.
I really thought we were gonna get this long, drawn out battle over the AEW debate, but now that you actually like it, it's not fun no more.
I mean, it's still not. Listen, it's not what everybody's making it out to be. Let's not get crazy. But I now am after 2.5, almost 3 years, I'm starting to see the potential of what it can be. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, my whole thing with AEW is that the reason I'm enjoying it so much is because it seems that they're letting the stars have creative control over what they do. And instead of it all being scripted by like a main creative team and then everybody has to follow suit, like everybody seems to just be able to have their input into it and they just let them rock. That's what I'm feeling about AEW. I definitely. Me being on the opposite side doesn't mean I don't like WWE. I enjoy WWE a whole lot. Is that it's just two different. How's the best way I could say it? It's two different types of pieces of pie, you could say, in a sense. One is apples, one is cherries. They're both good. It's just that they both have their. I'll give you the perfect
example. I'll give you the perfect example. One is Teen Titans, and the other is Teen Titans Go. Both of the shows are great fucking shows. Both of them are great fucking shows. But one is geared for one audience, and one is geared for another audience. But both are good. Yo, I thought I was going to hate Teen Titans Go. Teen Titans Go is fucking hilarious. If you've never watched Teen Titans Go, just off of the fact that it looks weird, yo, watch that shit. That shit is hilarious. But it's not, for me who likes more realism and shit like that, like being a fan of like shows like Teen Titans and Young Justice and Batman, those types of shit, Teen Titans Go is not geared for me. It's not tailored for me. It wasn't made for me. So it's the same way WWE and AEW. AEW is actually more tailored to me because of the type of wrestling that I do like. But WWE, I just enjoy it more. But WWE is not tailored for me. WWE is tailored for kids.
Okay.
No, and like I said, I feel you. Like to me, it's more that I guess AEW is like the fresh new thing, in a sense. And plus, if you really look at it, the style of wrestling that you see in AEW isn't what you see in WWE either. Like in AEW, you see more high flying, you see more hardcore matches, which is something that WWE used to stray away from. The WWE strayed away from that they used to do a lot back in the day, and I think that's where the appeal for AEW tends to come from. That it goes back to some of that old school mentality that WWE used to have. And there's moves now that you see in AEW that WWE is just now starting to incorporate into a lot of their matches as well. So I think that's where the appeal for AEW is coming in.
WWE banned a lot of moves, and so they really kind of just like now bringing shit back. They banned a lot of shit. The fucking curb stop gets banned on and off. Let somebody get a concussion from the fucking curb stomp. That shit'll be going for 3 years, 4 years. You won't see that shit come back. Or the punt. Randy Orton punting niggas. Only time you see Randy Orton punt people is when he's healed. When he's face, he don't do it. He don't do it. But when he injures somebody gets hurt, you don't see that shit no more.
Okay. Our last topic for today, guys, because I don't want to sound rude and skip over it, because we do have Survivor Series approaching.
Okay.
This is the first time that we didn't have to wait endless weeks to find out who was the full team.
Right. They didn't go day by day and have like Survivor Series tryouts and shit. That's weird. They didn't do that. I can't fucking stand Happy Corbin.
But you gotta remember, like, first of all, they promoted Survivor Series, but that shit, like, literally in 2 weeks. And that was the bad part about these fucking pay-per-views being so
Survivor Series is now a gimmick pay-per-view. For real. It's really...
Like, it's no longer...
It's out of the big four, it's the worst one.
And it hasn't been good. Well, it has not been good since they did the Survivor Series with NXT.
And they've been. I have a feeling we're gonna see that. I have a feeling we're gonna see that this year. I have a feeling we're gonna see that this year. There's not enough matches to go a whole show. There's not enough matches out to go a whole show.
But let's look at the teams, because I know you don't like Happy Corbin.
I fucking can't stand Happy Corbin.
How do we feel about
I can't fucking stand him.
So, aside from Happy,
you got King Woods. But you know what? It's crazy because if you look at this team, think of the potential feuds just for fucking Woods. Just for Woods.
His crown.
Right. I already see him and Corbin are going to fight. Of course, him and Sammy are going to end up fighting. I can see a feud with Jeff. I mean, McIntyre, he's a tier above at this point, so you probably won't get a feud with him. But I mean, it would be good. I can't fucking stand Drew McIntyre either. And in all honesty, I can't stand anybody in this picture except for fucking Woods. Low key, they're all fucking trash. Sami Zayn's good. I'm not gonna hold you up. Sami Zayn's good. I don't like the gimmick, but I like his in-ring ability is crazy.
They just make him.
Everybody else is trash. This team is trash.
All right, so let's go to Raw. My man, Kevin Owens.
Look at the feuds in this shit right here, bro. Look at the feuds in this shit, bro.
You got Kevin with Seth, Seth with Finn, Seth with Mysterio. You could put fucking Kevin with Finn and Kevin with Dominic. Because I don't want.
Wow, this is. I don't see. Wait, how many heel? You only got one heel on the team.
Yeah, only Seth is the only heel.
I wonder if he'll
Personally,
fuck something up.
how come I have a feeling that Kevin Owens is going to be the first one eliminated? I just have that feeling, just because of the whole thing with his contract.
That would suck.
That would suck, but I have a feeling if that's the case, I really feel like it's either going to be Dominic because he's still not under contract, right?
Dominic is under contract.
Not Dominic, Mysterio.
I don't know if Ray is still not under contract. I don't know. I couldn't imagine him wrestling this long and not just getting paid.
I would just wrestle and get paid if that was an opportunity.
Mm-hmm.
I know Finn's not. Finn is gonna be like one of the last ones eliminated for some reason.
Yeah.
Like,
I look, you can see Seth getting eliminated really first. Who's gonna be last? I think it's gonna be Dominic.
Yeah, they're gonna probably push him.
I think it's gonna be Dominic. They're gonna make Dominic look kind of big. They're gonna try to make him look strong.
Is that tattoo photoshopped?
Which one? His?
Yeah.
Dominic's?
Look at it. It doesn't look real.
No, that's his real tattoo. I always thought it was a weird looking tattoo, but that's his actual tattoo.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, that's his real shit.
All right, off to the women's.
Yo, the women's ones look dope though. Not gonna hold you. But look, you got Shotzi and fucking what's her name on the same team? And Sasha.
Yeah, Sachi.
How that gonna work?
You got Shayna.
That's a girl, Shotzi. I gotta watch her. I don't know. I'm not. You know me. I'm not a fan of gimmicks like that. But she impressed me. When she jumped on Sasha.
I
was impressed.
I
was impressed. I didn't like I said last week. I wasn't a fan of the turn, the double turn, but I definitely if that was the outcome of it, then I'm okay with it. That outcome of her becoming a heel and shit like that, then I'm for that at Sasha's expense. Absolutely.
Who's this chick next to Natalia? That's one of the new recruits, right?
Who's that?
The one next to Natalia.
I don't know who the fuck that is. Watch that low key be somebody that we know, and it's just a crazy ass picture.
Yeah, because it looks bad. I can't even tell.
I don't know who that is. But low key that doesn't look like Shotzi either, so low key.
And here comes Raw. They finally giving my girl Liv Morgan some shine.
I don't know.
It's wild that what's her name is not on there though.
What's her name?
Nikki ASH.
I think honestly that's fine. I really feel like outside of the tag team department, they don't know what they want to do with her.
I don't like the fucking gimmick.
In the end of the day, she's not. In my opinion, she's not Survivor Series material.
Listen, let me tell you something right now. That fucking ASH gimmick, and I'm gonna leave off with this because this is gonna piss me off. That ASH gimmick ceased to exist when she fucking cashed in that Money in the Bank and won that title. How you almost a superhero afterwards, bro? You don't won the highest title that you can get. How you almost? So after that, I checked out on the gimmick. I checked out on the gimmick.
But look at.
I get it's for kids and shit. Like I get it, but I checked out on that shit. That shit was that. Nah, I can't do that. I can't fuck with that.
But Mikey, let's go back to this though. First of all, they need to stop giving Carmella chances because that mask is too weird. It creeps me out.
People like it though. People like it. If people wasn't fucking with it, they would have got rid of it already.
Carmella and Zelina only got it because she got Queen of the Ring.
But Zelina, She's good though.
She's
I'm not
good,
gonna. We not. I don't want to. I don't want to discredit her. She deserves to be on the team. I don't want to discredit her for that. She deserves it. She's a pretty dope wrestler. She's got a good. She's very talented. I'm not gonna say that.
I think
She's small. I just want her to. I. They're giving her the chance to prove herself. So I just. They just hold off on the Selena slander for now. I'm paying attention. I'm paying attention.
Can we go?
I'd take Carmella out. I would take Carmella out before I took her out.
Oh no, that's what I was gonna say. Carmella should not be in this picture.
I low key would take Bianca out before I took out Zelina. To be honest with you, Bianca don't really need to be in it.
Oh no, they're probably gonna make her the captain.
They put her in there just to give it that star power, but she don't need to be in no Survivor Series match. But there's nobody in this match. There's nobody in this match that she's feuding with. It's just like they put random chicks together.
They did put random shit together.
There's no real drama in this match. Well, I guess between Zelina and Carmella, maybe.
I mean, not really, because they act more as friends.
Yeah, but there's been small little amounts of tension. I think it's gonna blow over.
There's only one feud in this right now, and that's because SmackDown. These two idiots, Carmella and the Queen, decided to talk about Rhea Ripley and Nikki ASH. That feud is actually starting currently. I don't know.
Oh, right. That was the feud too. So right. So what? So Nikki ASH might be hurt. She might just need some time off. Because where Liv Morgan come from? You know what I'm saying?
But Liv Morgan's also been trying to prove herself too, and she's one of the people that's been expected to actually have to prove themselves at this point.
But where has she been? You see what I'm saying? Like, yo, I get it, but I don't get it. Like, I don't get where they plucked her from to say she's good to be in the Survivor Series match over Nikki ASH. Wait, so the women are not fighting the tag titles? Oh, the tag titles are on both pay-per-views. The women's shit. There's only one tag title for them. There's not a SmackDown and a Raw.
Yeah.
Okay.
And there's no female tag division, so we can't even say that.
Right.
We barely have a men's tag division right now.
They're gonna end up having to get rid of those titles. They're gonna end up unifying titles and shit.
Yeah.
Them tag titles, separate tag titles on brands and shit, that's a lot, bro. That's a lot.
But once they realize that separating the brands is not the way to go, then things could progress. But Vince is a listener.
Yeah.
All right, y'all. It's just about that time, though. What are our closing remarks? What have we learned today? Hi, Mikey.
We've learned that wrestling is getting real dope.
Only in 2021.
In the middle of a pandemic. I'll give you a snack. Give me a minute.
Sure. Mr. Muffin Man, what have we learned today?
What have we learned today? There's just a lot of stuff going on that's just really interesting. Like, especially with the whole cuts and then how the Survivor Series is being set up and everything like that. It's just to me, it just feels like it's an interesting time right now.
What I learned is they need a 3-way Survivor Series and have an NXT.
That's what she said. What she said.
Whoa.
That is what she said.
Whoa. Don't get your hopes up. Whoa.
Oh.
So, guys, where can they find you?
Muffin Man, you want to go first?
I'll go first. You can find me on Muffin Man Pictures on Instagram and on TikTok.
Mikey?
Dope. Y'all can find me everywhere, _Hill Classic everywhere. And also on TikTok, you can follow the Grammar Jerk as well, TikTok and IG as well.
And you can follow us everywhere at Rawzone NYC. www.rawzonanyc.com. More blogs, more episodes from us, and we're gonna have a few announcements coming soon. And this is